Let's see what wild does. I'm scared. Wow, this is fun. There she is, peeps. The new ride. This is a 2011 KTM 350 XCF. So you'll notice it has a Leo Vance full titanium exhaust system with carbon fiber guard so you don't burn your little self. And some pretty worn tires, but that's okay. We'll rectify that shortly. So, anywho, so welcome guys and gals to another thrill-packed, exciting episode of Helimoto. We are out here in, where are we? We're in Utah, southern Utah, somewhere, near a place called Monkey Mountain. See that tower up there? Probably can't. But anyway, there's testing range up there they used to use in the 50s, 60s to test airplane ejection seats. And so they would launch monkeys up into the air and see how the parachutes and whatnot would work, the ejection seats for fighter jets and that sort of thing. So it's appropriately called Monkey Mountain. Anyway, sorry about that. So today we're going to go ride. It's all pretty much single track. A lot of fun. Mildly technical. There's really only a few spots that are horribly, well, not even that technical. Pretty good downhills. And there'll be equally pretty good uphills coming back. So we'll see how the new bike works. I'm not even going to touch the suspension today. I'm going to see where it's at for this type of riding. This is my favorite kind of riding. Kind of mildly technical single track. It's a lot of fun. My daughter Hana has been in the hospital since last Monday. And we'll go into that, talk about that during the ride. We almost lost her a few times, so really quite serious. And anyhow, so this ride is in her honor. I'm going to ride Foxy Jr., as my daughter Hana named it. So she wanted me to find an orange motorcycle that looked like a fox, and I think I've done that. So, pretty stoked. Alright guys and gals, let's get riding. This ride's for you, Rose. Love you, kiddo. Can't wait you can go ride with me again sometime soon. Alright, so as I go riding today, my wife and 6-year-old daughter are actually up at the hospital, in Children's Hospital up in Salt Lake. Last Monday, not quite 2 weeks ago now, my daughter Hana actually had an asthma attack at about, well, I don't know, about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And then, sorry, had to focus. Anyway, and then while she was in the midst of having the asthma attack, actually had the flu hit her like a ton of bricks, man. Absolutely horrendous. And it essentially put her into spasms, where eventually by about 11 o'clock at night, her lungs actually completely failed and collapsed. So she just luckily right about that time, the emergency flight team actually arrived, and she they were able to get her stabilized after a couple of hours, and we took off after that. Actually got on a jet and flew to Salt Lake, where we got on a helicopter and flew to Children's Hospital. After that, she was put on a machine called an ECMO. I couldn't tell you what it stands for, but it essentially replaces your lungs, the function of your lungs. So she was on the ECMO machine for 5 days. They say that 7 is about the maximum they can leave you on that thing for. I don't know what happens after that, but I'm assuming not good things. So she's been again at the hospital for that long. About 4 days ago, they extubated her, took the big breathing tube out of her throat. Hana no longer has a breathing tube. Little lungs are 95% oxygen. That is absolutely awesome. Thank God. And she's been breathing on her own since then. I'm hoping these guys know where they're going. I don't know that they know where they're going. Anyhow, so yeah, now they took her out of the ICU 3 days ago, which is fantastic. Very happy about that, obviously. Woo. Fun when you can jump over a little puddle like that. Alright. It's a lot of whoops. Alright. There's few rides in southern Utah as beautiful as this one. Anyhow, so back to my daughter. She's moved out of the ICU 3 days ago, and my wife came up and relieved me up there. I've been there for 4 or 5 days, and then we've been swapping out each other every 4 days since she got there. And I happened to find this motorcycle up just north of Salt Lake. Pretty stoked. It is very nice. So we'll talk about the motorcycle in a bit. Wow, this is fun. That was ugly. This engine is amazing. So right now traction is kind of between somewhere between great and horrible. That was easy. Whoop. Oh, it's so fun. Where are we going? What are we doing? What's going on? This looks like fun. fair amount of mud, but not too bad. So easy to wheelie on this. So one of the things I did to occupy my mind while I was sitting there with my daughter, in various stages of recuperating, was look for a new motorcycle. I sold my quad and was looking for a new bike, new used bike, of course. I wanted something newer than 2010, but something not horribly expensive, because we just don't have the money for that while I'm in school and whatnot. Good job, suspension. Like I was saying, there's a little bit of vertical going on around here. Just beautiful though. What a gorgeous ride. Definite exposure there. Whew. I really should have been standing up for that, but you know, that whole fear of death and falling off cliffs thing. Wow, I don't know what that's all about. All right. Boop, boop. Oh. All right. Totally washed out on that. Just sat down and rode down it. Probably should stop because I'm getting tired, to be honest with you. I know it's only been a few minutes, darn it. Oh, wow. All right, well. There we go. My buddy Gary really took a tumble down that once upon a time, a while back. Quite frightening, to be honest with you. He really flew. It is pretty key to be standing up when you go up these little gnarly steep climbs with their vertical rock lip at the top. Just because you need to be able to let the bike absorb that impact. Otherwise, you're probably going to bounce backwards and bad things will happen. This is some Wile E. Coyote stuff here, man. I've never done this course the opposite direction before, so all those little steep downhills are going to become uphills, and that'll be fun. That's right, I took the wuss route. Out here by myself on a new bike, so. Oh, woo! Good job, bike. So the guy that had this before me, ouch, I think did a great job of dialing everything in. I am easily 25 to 30 pounds heavier than him. So right now the suspension does feel a bit understrung for my weight, but you know, I mean, that's to be expected. Woo, now it's muddy. Woo. Such a beautiful ride. Oh, it's all muddy. Be real careful here. It's all mud. Interesting. So as you can see, my tires are very packed up. This is really squishy, slippery mud. I know that probably doesn't look crazy to you guys, but it's a bit. Look at that view. It's beautiful, right? Alright. Well, this is theoretically, that's a long way to fall. This is theoretically easier than turning around my quad. Oh man, suspension feels great in those little rocks. That's fantastic. It's the exact opposite of my quad. Holy crap. The quad just beat the ever-living crap out of me. I do not miss that, to be really honest with you. I know a guy that comes out here and does this out and back solo on a CR500. That is a man. That is a man. That was a lot of bumps. All right. Well, I can feel the difference, believe it or not. It's interesting. Yeah, so I guess that, beyond the magical aspect, what it does is, ow, I think it retards your, I said retards, I apologize. It challenges your timing, your ignition timing, to where it's a little bit more mellow than it would be otherwise. So this is where I put my camera. My camera risked its life for you guys. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. All right. Anyhow, that turned out good? I hope so. I'm trying really hard not to cuss while I'm riding, because, you know, I want this to be a PG-esque channel, so you can watch it with your grandchildren, children, for generations to come, you know, because it is all about used horn, you know, unicorn horns and fluffy rainbows and stuff. So you should be able to watch it with your child. That's my thought. All right. Still in the mild setting. Second gear. This bike totally makes up for my lack of riding skill. Thank you, KTM dwarves. And all the unicorns that gave their lives that this bike may live. don't know about mild. I don't know why they're calling this a mild setting. The bike sounds different. I don't like it. I'm going to switch back to stock. Oh, that's better. I like the stock setting is amazing. Third gear is whimsical. Alright, let's not get over rambunctious by that giant hole in the ground. Oh, that's what she said. So one of the neat things about this bike, besides the used unicorn parts, is the guy that had it before me was 6'3". So, you know, the bike came with a taller than stock saddle, and I'm not running it. I got the stock saddle on there now, and taller than stock. He's got oh, that's easy. He's got bar risers on the handlebars, and they're pretty sweet, man. Really makes things easier to stand up, obviously, and that's what it's all about. It doesn't seem to have affected the steering geometry here much, or it does, and I'm just such a goon that I don't even realize what's happening to me. That's probably the latter. Oh, that was fun. Definitely reminds me of the very strong 250F at times, and other times, i.e. doing those climbs of doom, it reminds me of a 450, but with very modulated power, far better than anything I could do myself. And that, my friend, is pretty freaking cool. I know, compared to my ridiculously powerful, oh damn it, whoop, whatever, LTR 450 quad, this power is just the greatest thing ever invented by mankind, because frankly it's just what you need. It's not a bunch of wasted nuclear blast style power like I got with my quad. Love it. Pull. That's what he said. I love it, man. And unlike my CRF 450X, which at times was a giant pain. Ooh, I used the skid plate. It was a giant pain in my tuchus, frankly. This bike, when I go to wheelie, doesn't sputter for a second, or a split second, the way my CRF 450X did. And quite frankly, that in and of itself is pretty magical. That's the extent of my rock hopping, people. Speaking of which, if you don't follow Colton Hawker on the YouTube, I would recommend it. He's a world champion Enduro cross dude. Really cool guy. He's got a little wifey, and they travel all over the place. It's really fun. It's a fun channel. A lot of riding. He does some riding tips and whatnot. But it's just a fun blog, or vlog, whatever. And now with my soul brother Tyler from Everide, not making quite so many videos these days. I've had to oh, this bike. I've had to fill the void with something else. Sorry, Tyler. I love you, brother. Miss you, man. I hope the micro rallies are going good. Speaking of which, if you would like to ride some of these literally magical trails out here, the ancient Native Americans called them super gnarly fun trails. Get a hold of Tyler over at Everide here on YouTube, or better yet, I believe everide.org, and do one of his little micro rallies. They're extremely affordable for what you get, and you get to experience some of this amazing Utah goodness. There's nowhere in the world quite like it, except Arizona. That's doing wild, it does. I'm scared. Oh, I love this bike. It is so fun. I could have wheelied. I probably should have wheelied, so I don't just slam my front into rocks. But the suspension works so darn well. It's kind of easy to do that, to be honest. Probably not the best of techniques, however. So this bike can actually rev up to 12,200 RPM. That, my friends, is ridiculous. That's a whole lot of RPMage. I'm in the mud. Although I might have to anyway. Whatever. Alright. For those of you that are from around here or been here, you know where I'm at. For those of you that haven't but would like to ride here, you can either get a hold of Tyler, or you can PM me, bring your own bike or whatever, and we can go ride. That's fine too. Oh, this is so much more fun than my quad. You know, the quad is a blast at like riding sand dunes. But it is not at all fun pretty much anywhere else. Any of you that are racing quads, you are badasses. Make no mistake. Because riding a quad is just so hard. I'm sure you all notice my terrible riding technique. You know, I go nose into, you know, some of the worst stuff and just slam up stuff. You can thank the Austrian dwarfs over at KTM for all that. Oh, this is fun. Woo, my legs are tired. Am I a wuss? Yep.